Okay. Well, welcome everyone to the second Now You Know show for the fall of 2024. And we're very fortunate to have an excellent guest here today who is going to be talking about the Somerset Broadband Coalition. And she is the head of the Somerset Broad Coalition, Liz Caruso. And welcome, Liz.
Thank you, Chris. So glad to be here, and we welcome you to the center.
Thank you. And we are in the Somerset Connect Center. And for those of you who don't know, it's not officially open yet, but it'll be coming soon. Mm-hmm. And hopefully in October, maybe. Yes. And for those who don't know, this is located in the old Quimby School, which is on Main Street in Bingham, old white schoolhouse, and it got purchased by, if I've got the name right, a fellow by the name of Mark Willett.
Yes.
Who is a local contractor, entrepreneur, and he's got a number of businesses in here, including Somerset Economic Development Corporation, which is basically runs Somerset Broadband Coalition. So they are in the process of fixing up their area here, and it's already looking pretty nice. And so maybe let's start by describing the layout here and what this center is for.
Sure. So we're kind of a tech hub in a place where many people in rural areas like Bingham and northern Somerset, they lack an internet connection. They lack a place where they can get free Wi-Fi and office space. Mm-hmm. And so, we have a lot of people who can walk. We're within walking distance to the center. And so basically we're a multi-purpose location. You can come and get free Wi-Fi. You can come and use our shared workspace for school or for business. We have 3 private rooms, which will be purposed for telehealth appointments for people that need to, it's too far to go to Portland or Waterville or Augusta or Bangor to meet with a doctor, so they can have a telehealth appointment right here. We have one-on-one tech support. So we are partnering with Skowhegan Adult Ed to offer a tech spot where people can come in and just walk in and get personalized help when they have questions about their phone, their computer, or a software application or something on the internet. And then we also have a room that can be used as remote workspace. Many times people are traveling or they're on vacation, or we have family or friends visiting, and they need to work for a half a day or a full day. And so they can reserve a room here to do just that. We have this big room here that is multi-purpose as well. It can serve as a conference room. We have Zoom capabilities, we have an owl, and it can also be used for classes. We're offering digital skills classes here. But people might want just a shared workspace for school or for work, and these tables all separate. So right now it's set up for a conference room, but it can look different the next time you come in.
So, and you're not officially open, but let's say once you're open, how does somebody go about accessing this place?
Sure.
Are there regular hours that they come in? Do they need an appointment, or how does that work?
Yep. So we have a website, and they can reserve by emailing or by phone. Skowhegan Adult Ed, they're here for 10 hours a week. Yeah. Right now it's Monday morning and Tuesday afternoon. We have a digital educator in Somerset County who has office hours here as well for one-on-one tech support. And then it's by appointment for telehealth appointments or for the remote office space.
Okay.
But once we get going, we will have set hours where people can come in and use the space.
I would think, particularly with telehealth, your closest hospital is Reddington Fairview, and that's about 20 some odd miles from here. And yet you've got all these people coming from your north that might potentially come down here too. So getting and accessing health care in a big county, rural county like Somerset County is tough.
Right.
And so this telehealth connection might be a pretty valuable thing.
Yes. We also are looking to partner with different organizations who need access to our population, from Jackman on down. So other purposes, other focus areas here are workplace and career development. So we'll be partnering with the Career Center on the Hinckley campus, which is pretty far for some people to drive. We are working with, we want to have a place for maybe teens or students to come for certain IT programs. And so we're in the process now of developing more partnerships so that maybe social service organizations and career development organizations can use this space as well to reach our population.
I noticed, and actually before we went on, you were showing some statistics of Somerset County, and we might revisit that again. But it's an older demographic in Somerset County.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of older folks that are not particularly up to date with some aspects of technology.
Right.
It's my understanding this center can help them out.
Absolutely. And we're already seeing in our soft open, those are pretty much the individuals that are coming in for help. It is the older population. We say older, it's not really that old. It's 60 and above.
That's not
but
old.
It's not old at all. But we have, Somerset County is 21% of 60 and above.
Right.
And really, they're the ones that didn't grow up with computers in their classrooms.
Yeah.
And many of them didn't use them for work. But yet, much of our society is very dependent on it. Our government services, our shopping, just about everything uses technology. Even making an appointment with a doctor a lot of times uses technology. And if people don't have a phone, a smartphone, or people don't have a way to receive text messages, they're a little behind. And so we really, that's one of our focus areas, is to help our aging population. And
workforce training is important too, and getting people up to snuff, starting their businesses and things like that. A lot of them, particularly in central northern Somerset County, have not had much access to internet or the types of things that more populated areas might have.
Right.
And because of that, it might be a little hard getting started in business. So
That's right.
This center is also here to help them as well, right?
Exactly. So the whole purpose of our Somerset Broadband Coalition is that, our mission is to make sure that people have the ability to communicate and to prosper in society, and and that includes having access, having devices, and having the skills to use them.
Yeah.
And we know that without these skills, without being able to navigate the digital world in a confident way, in a safe way, they won't prosper. And we want our individuals and our families to prosper, but we also want our businesses and our workers to be able to have these competitive jobs and a competitive advantage. And so overall, we need people to prosper in our communities. We need our businesses to be able to compete locally, regionally, nationally, and even globally. And of course, a good internet connection is the base.
That is the base. And that's coming soon, even here to Bingham.
Yes.
And it's Consolidated that is
Yes,
doing
Consolidated
that, right?
Fidium. So there was, Maine was awarded a $30 million grant, affectionately called the MooseNet, which brings fiber up the middle mile, which is basically the 201 corridor, for example. And that's really was the reason why we didn't have high-speed internet in the past, is because that's a very costly endeavor to bring fiber up the 201 corridor when there aren't many customers there.
Yeah.
And so it was subsidized. We were able to get a grant, and then Fidium also won the Connect the Ready grant to bring fiber to Bingham, Moscow, Caratunk, the Forks, the West Forks, and the towns around.
Yeah, that's
So we are excited for that.
very big. Now we had Christian Savage on. I think John, correct me. It was a couple years ago, I think, and we were and we this all this was kind of in its infancy back then, and they were doing surveys in the county to see what was there and what was needed. Well, obviously, you've come a long ways
We really
since
have.
that time
Yeah.
with these grants. There was another big grant called is it the BEAD
Right.
grant? That's
So-
like 270 million or something. I think.
Yes, and 272 million. And so, really, what happened? That's all through the ARPA funds. But there is a national push to bridge the digital divide, and so Somerset Economic Development has been partnering with the Maine Connectivity Authority, who is our state agency that is focused on getting everyone connected. And so we are their regional broadband partner for Somerset County. They divided the state into regions. SEDC is the Somerset partner, and they brought me, so Christian brought me on as the broadband director to help with this program. But up until this time, he has been working tirelessly to make sure Somerset County could have ISPs, could have that high-speed internet that we so critically need. And now at this point, we are pretty much all of Somerset County is in process or already connected with fiber or cable in some way. We had a lot of unserved and underserved areas, and we are closing that gap rapidly.
And it's amazing because without these types of grants, you look at the population in northern Somerset County, and there's long gaps between people
Absolutely.
in some, and so the cost, just cost-wise, it wouldn't make sense to
Right.
a broadband company to establish service up here on their own. So with these grants, it's made a huge difference.
It really has. It really has. And, there will be, I don't want everyone to think that every single location will be connected with fiber, because we do have outliers. But MCA is in the process now of focusing on those outliers because there are some places that are really out in the middle of nowhere. They are not connected, they're off the grid, or for whatever reason. And so they are the federal government and the state government is looking to find out how we can help those locations.
And MCA is the main connectivity
Authority.
That's what it is. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Just in case people didn't know all the anachronisms here, but now you've got kind of a slide presentation, and
Sure.
knowing me, I've jumped ahead and covered quite a bit of that. But
That's okay.
let's take a look at this.
Okay. So, as I said, we are the regional broadband partner, and our mission is to ensure that our residents have the ability to fully participate in society, and that includes all the digital tools necessary. And we need those tools in order to prosper in education, in the workplace, in health and well-being, socially, communicating with people, as well as financially.
Mm-hmm.
And so our vision is to implement this around Somerset County to make sure they have three primary areas. We want to make sure they have affordable access to the internet, or that they have access to at a public location. So we've partnered with our libraries, I'll show you that. And then also to have affordable devices,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a partner for that as well.
Give IT, get IT.
Yes.
And as I was teasing before we went on the air, I kept calling it give it, get it.
Yep.
But whatever works, I guess.
They answer to both. They're
Yeah.
a great organization, and their founders live right here in Bingham. But they're a company right in Waterville. It's very easy for us to be able to get an affordable device. Their focus is to help individuals and families and nonprofits who that cost may be prohibitive for them to get a laptop or a desktop or a tablet, and they want to be there for them. And they offer free tech support, and they offer, you can call them all day, and they will help you with your device.
And they have an actual office right in Waterville,
Yes.
Industrial Drive, Industrial Way, I believe,
Yep.
in Waterville. Now, how do they get their equipment that they're rehabbing and selling or donating?
Sure.
Where does all this come from?
So they receive many times donations from corporations, so many times hospitals or big corporations. They recycle their IT, so their laptops and desktops, about every 2 years. But they're still really valuable, they're still good. So they receive all that in, and then they clean them all out. They itemize, they are meticulous in their inventory.
Yes.
And then they install new components, so new hard drives, and they put everything together that's all tested. It comes with internet safety and tech support, and they sell them at a very affordable rate. So you could get a laptop that will connect to the internet and have a base operating system for even $99.
Wow.
If you wanted Microsoft Office, if you needed it for school or for work, they will put that in there as well, but it will be a little more. So it could be 150 or 200. It's a really great system. When you apply for it, you tell them what you need it for, and they will build the computer based on what you need. So they won't overbuild it. If you're someone who's retired and doesn't need Microsoft Office or Word or Excel, why pay for it?
Yeah.
They'll give you a Linux operating system, and you just need to go online and have Google makes free alternatives to those Microsoft software applications, and it doesn't cost anything. And so a lot of times that will suffice for much of our population.
I take it there are certain income requirements in order to get this discounted equipment.
So their focus is on lower income individuals who find it too difficult to buy retail. But you can also purchase a computer from, if you don't qualify, they'll still sell you a computer. It will just cost a little bit more.
Okay. Let's continue with this, I guess.
Yeah. So our motto is to equip, teach, and empower. That's our whole focus. Many times people, I'll keep going with that after. So here's our coalition.
Yep.
We have reached out to all of our libraries, and you can get public access to a device at all of our libraries. And the asterisk is indicative of they are partnering with us to offer free digital skills classes at that library.
Oh, okay, good.
So when I first came onto this job, we only had 2 locations in Somerset County that were offering digital skills classes, and now we have we have almost 20.
Okay.
We have our towns, Anson, Emden, Jackman, Madison, and Palmyra, that have partnered with us, and some of these towns don't have libraries that people can go to. So some towns, we have donated a computer for them to have a public access device so that residents can come in there. And we're also, like I said, all these asterisks indicate that it is a place where we can meet one-on-one to provide tech support or to offer classes.
Okay.
We also partner with our schools and our adult eds, and with certain social service organizations. We work with the Career Center. We donated public access devices to KV-CAP. They have some residential housing units in Heartland and Skowhegan. We've donated computers there. We've partnered with Somerset Public Health and reached out to our food pantries. We're working with the recovery residents in Hinckley. We work at the jail. So
That's
every Wednesday, I or our digital educator is offering digital skills classes for our women and our men at the jail.
Well, and I read that, the good thing there is this is giving them hopefully skills that maybe can turn their life around and
Absolutely.
give them abilities when they get out, maybe to go into business and do things hopefully productive to society. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a big focus to help our incarcerated or our formerly incarcerated. It's been a real focus of us in Somerset County, and we have a strong presence there, and we want to do more. Because, you think about it, when I'm in the jail, I've noticed, because I've been there for a year, and I would say 85 to 90% of the people who are taking the classes have less than or equal to a high school diploma.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are, our motto is to teach, to equip, and empower. If you don't feel like you have the skills to do something, then you can't aspire to it. And it kind of, you don't have drive if you don't have hope. So our goal is to inspire people to hope, to dream, and to have the tools to go ahead and accomplish that.
Well, certainly a noble goal. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully I'm sure it will help anyways.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We're working on some more programs there too. We want to help them with resumes, developing resumes, and maybe do some certificate programs. We're brainstorming about this so that while they're in the jail, they can earn a certificate for IT and something that will give them an entry-level job when they get out. That's
great. Now, this at the bottom of the screen is an NDEC, National Digital Equity Center.
Yes.
And they're the ones that are providing
the classes.
Online classes, right?
Yes. Let me pull up. Let me go to. Whoops.
There were like 50 different classes I saw. Yeah.
So the National Digital Equity Center was founded by women in Maine. And it's a great organization where they offer, they're free to Mainers as long as you're in Maine. They have nearly 50 classes to choose from. They are live. They are virtual. So you are speaking to someone on a screen and they're very small. The max is 10 people. But when you take one in person at an on-site location, you have a facilitator there, someone like myself or our digital educator who is there to help people in person. And so we're offering the classes right here as well. But the beautiful thing about their classes are you can take them at home as well.
Right.
So as long as you have an internet connection, you can take these classes. And they range in everything from device classes. So, you have an Android phone or tablet, or you have an iPhone, or you have a Mac computer, or a Windows-based computer, or a Chromebook computer. They have classes for that. Let's say you need to learn more about software. They have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or Google Docs and Sheets, and which is the freer alternative that Google offers. They also help you with like opening up a community Facebook page or a business Facebook page or designing a website. There's classes for all of that. One of the most helpful things that I think across all population groups is they have internet safety classes. Yeah. They have classes that teach you how to identify frauds and scams, how to be safe on Facebook, and how to safely open up an online account. I mean, these are things that I've been in computers for decades, but I can tell you that I've learned something from every class that I've taken. They have classes on email basics or Gmail. They have classes on how to save money with TV if you wanted to, they call it cut the cord, how you can learn about streaming, how you can learn about different devices. There's a wide range of classes. And so we are offering, we have partners established in our coalition, partners at almost 20 locations where people are coming in to take these classes. So the Career Center is there to help people who are looking for jobs. The libraries are there for help people in their town. We're having them here. Towns can offer them if they don't have a library that's suitable. The adult eds offer them. So it's great. But the other thing that we offer, which is really important, is not everybody wants to learn in a classroom environment. And a lot of times people have a need, they just want to talk to one person. And, everyone says, well, or a lot of people say, I just asked my grandson or my granddaughter or whatever, But sometimes you can learn better from someone who's just, who's not rushing you through it and who's just taking the time.
Is this the one-on-one tech support?
Yes.
Yeah.
So one-on-one tech support we offer here through the Skowhegan Adult Ed has their tech spot here. They also have a tech spot in Skowhegan at the municipal building.
Yep.
And so they're there Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 2:30 to 4:30. And then we also have our digital educator who is working on right now. We're developing a route, like a rotation around Somerset County. So she'll be at different libraries or different towns, and we'll advertise when she's going to be there so people can come in for one-on-one tech help, personalized help.
Nice. Well, you certainly got enough locations. What was it, 32 locations around the county that you can access this education and tech support?
Well, not all of those have classes, but we have 32 partners
Yeah.
right now that we are working with. We also work out of the Grange in Fairfield. They were one of our first partners to offer classes last summer. And also the Centenary Church in Skowhegan, which has a lot of community aid there. So we're, we're brainstorming and we're growing in our ways that we can help people and equip them.
Fantastic. What you want to show some more slides?
Sure. Let's see. So this is the Get IT, Give IT, Get IT app website, and so. Well, actually, it's just, I can go on the website if you wanted to later, or I'm not sure what you want to do.
That's okay.
Let's see. So these are some of our priorities. And so a couple things we haven't talked about. So we talked about internet access, making sure that we have the infrastructure on the roads and affordability for internet service providers. Making sure people have device access. So we have a mobile lab. We have 10 laptops and 10 tablets that we can take if people don't have computers, so they can use them here when they come into the center. But if an organization wanted to offer a class and people came in and they didn't have computers, like sometimes we bring them into the jail, they don't have enough computers. So that's something that is an offering for us. We also really want to work with the youth at developing their STEM programs. So we're partnering with Give IT, Get IT and the Alphonse Center to offer a Build IT program. We are working on our first pilot school, hopefully this fall, where students can build a desktop. So they get all the components from Give IT, Get IT, and there's a curriculum, and they actually put the components together and make a working desktop with Microsoft. And they can either keep it if they need a computer or give it to another family that is in need.
Okay.
And so we really hope to, inspire people to think, wow, I can build a computer. Think of what else I could do. We're also looking to partner with Connected Nation. They offer a program called Teens Teach Tech, and it's for our high schoolers. And it's a program where the high schoolers they learn how to teach internet safety. And different things, email basics, internet basics, safety. There's about 6 different programs that they can learn to teach. And then they are given like social media, a toolkit, ways to advertise it. They hold a workshop for the community. So they're teaching it to the community. The community comes in, they take the workshop, and the teens will get $10 for every person that takes the workshop. And they can use that for fundraising. They can invest it into more of a program to do more. So like sports teams could do it, or just kids that are interested in it. And it's giving them community hours. It's giving them experience with presentations and how to organize things. And they're given a $500 stipend to get it going. This is funded by AT&T. And Connected Nation is a national organization, and we just kind of found out about them here in Maine, and we're working to implement that and encourage our teens to do that. It's a great program.
Well, getting the teens involved, it's kind of an exciting idea. And
Yeah.
of course, at that age, they learn very quickly and hopefully can help some of the rest of us learn some
That's
of these
right.
skills.
And that's what's so great about it. It's an intergenerational exchange. So it's important for our young people to minister to our older generation.
Absolutely. Okay.
And then, we are also want to work with our law enforcement agencies and offer some internet safety and fraud workshops. I'm sure, there's so many, especially our seniors, they're getting scammed. And they just need to be able to identify that before it happens.
Yeah.
And what do? They call their own law enforcement for help. And so we'd like to work with our law enforcement. In fact, I just saw the sheriff this weekend, and he thought it was a great idea. So we're going to start developing a program to do that.
It's kind of scary right now, particularly with AI and all the potential that is to be used in fraud and scamming people
Absolutely.
and recreating voices that sound like somebody you know and asking you for money and all this stuff.
It's horrible.
It's unbelievable. So it's kind of, I think we all, and especially seniors, really need all the help that they can get being protected from this type of stuff.
Absolutely. We have to be proactive. We can't, it was happening before AI.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's happening before, and now it's even more difficult.
Right.
So, yeah, any help we can get. I say we, I'm getting in that category. So.
Right. Yeah.
So.
And then the last thing, we are looking to help our municipalities. So, a lot of Somerset, we have our bigger towns in Somerset, Skowhegan, Madison, Fairfield, Pittsfield, and they have a lot of technology because they have to. But we have a lot of small, plantations, small towns like my Caratunk, small towns, that don't have a big IT program. They don't have a strong internet connection. They don't have a website maybe. And so maybe they would want to, Zoom their meetings. We want to help modernize, if they would like, their town offices or their government services. A lot of times now people can register their car online. They can register their dogs. They can register their boats. And it would be helpful if towns offered the services, but sometimes they just don't have the staff that is that knowledgeable enough to set it up. Or maybe their computers are outdated. I know my computer is 11 years old and I'm still using it, but we don't always have a lot of money to upgrade our technology. So we would, so at SCDC, we think that would be a valuable use of funds.
I would think so. And of course, with all these towns finally getting connected to a reliable internet and fiber internet, that would help jumpstart all of the things that you're talking about, really.
Right.
I would think, because once you've got that reliable internet, then you want to institute all of this stuff. Because you can.
Well, and plus everyone, I'm the first selectman of Caratunk, and so I field all the calls, and people are always asking for our town maps. They're asking for our ordinances. And it would be really helpful if they could just go on a website and download it.
Absolutely.
And so it would, of course, I like personal customer service, but people are used to finding their information online, and I know our town doesn't have all that readily available.
Yeah. Well, it's coming.
It is.
It's coming. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
How about anything else here?
Let's see. So we talked about one-on-one tech support, the Skowhegan Adult Ed, our center here, our digital educator. The other thing that the NDEC offers, and our digital educator is working for them, is they will conduct digital skills assessment and planning. So let's say someone wants to get a job, but they don't know the skills that they need. Or they want to get some help, but they don't necessarily know where they're at because it's new to them, right? So the NDEC will offer an assessment, and it will assess where they're at and then give them all the classes they need to achieve the goal that they want. So whatever they're looking to go, we will help them on a one-on-one individual basis.
Now, how do they access that?
So they can go onto our website or onto the National Digital Equity Center website, and they say that they need help. And then if they're in Somerset County, it will get directed to us.
Well, if they came in and did the one-on-one tech, wouldn't that help identify what they need to know?
Yes,
hopefully?
But not everybody who comes in. Some people just come in, they just want to know, why is my phone doing this? Or like, what? So, but if they have a broader goal and they want to use it for workplace career development, that's more of a focused program.
Okay. Very good.
Let's see. I think we already talked about all of this.
We covered all, oh, here's, yes, we talked about this before going on air, and
Yep.
and I think, you know, you've highlighted Somerset County on here, and I think by looking at those statistics, it certainly provides the urgency as to why we need all this help and internet support. And we can look at this, and hopefully
Sure.
everybody can see it, but we've certainly got an aging population. We're not the oldest in the state, but we're up there.
So Maine is an old state
Yeah.
overall, and
Yeah.
so Somerset County is, like I said, 21%. We are of all the counties, we have the second population of veterans at 11%. We have the third greatest population of those with disability at 24%, and we are the second poorest county at 18%. These are our when the funds came in to bridge the digital divide into Maine. These are the population groups that they were focused on. You know, your rural, low-income, aging population, those with disabilities, those of the incarcerated. And then education is very telling. We have 50% have a high school degree or less. And that compares to 37% in the state overall and 47% at a national level. So we definitely have an undereducated population in Maine in comparative.
Yeah, and yeah, those statistics certainly tell you something about Somerset County. So the whole point of all of this really is to provide them with the internet and the skills and the training to kind of lift them up
Exactly.
out of poverty in their situation.
So this is our ultimate goal right here.
Yeah.
We want economic and societal prosperity, and so we need to provide the necessary access, tools, and skills for our unconnected, our low income or unemployed, anyone who's struggling, so they can be inspired, productive, healthy, and contributing members of society. We need them to be empowered. We need our youth to be empowered because they're our next generation. And we want, it'll behoove our community, our region, and our state.
Absolutely. Well, you know, that seems like a fitting way to close the program right there. I would like to thank you, Liz Caruso, for being on the show, and you certainly have got your work cut out for you. But, you know, based on, as I said, we talked with Christian Savage a few years ago, and you guys have already come a very long ways from where you were then. So let's hope, I had read somewhere about a goal of having Somerset County completely connected or close to completely connected by 2027. And that's only a few years down the road.
I think we can do it. I think we're working really hard to make it happen.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you very much for being on the show, and now you know.